I've watched a lot of YouTube videos over the years, perhaps too many. But there's a particular type of video that really resonates with me that I enjoy. That if it's this type of video, I can watch it for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes even 40 minutes. I can watch the whole thing because I really connect with it. And that type of video is when people just kind of sit down and talk a little bit about their life update. But it really resonates with me because it's like people are being authentic and they're just telling a little bit about who they are. And their story is beautiful and it's something worth listening to. Hey guys, Barbara here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking in. On to today's video. Like I said, I just wanted to do kind of a life update and just kind of talk to you guys a little bit about how my 2018 has been going, as well as do a quick review of my channel so far, and then maybe talk a little bit about some of my hopes and ideas and plans for 2019. 2018 is ending in a way that I had not imagined for myself. When I started off the year, I was working part-time as like a substitute teacher, but I was not doing what I went to school for, and I had been looking for a few months, kind of getting discouraged finding a job. So that was pretty heavy in my mind. Because I was so focused on finding a job, I wasn't considering like what ways that I can be creative apart from just writing poetry for myself. And you know, I was just really blessed and really lucky to be able to find a position with what I went to school with, becoming a pharmacist. And that happened in like April, May. So that was really cool, being able to move into a more steady job, and I felt like maybe I would become more of an adult. That's something that I've kind of struggled with because being in school for so long, I felt like a lot of my friends were already working and, you know, had families of their own, kids, taking vacations, just doing normal adult things. And I felt like not very much so like an adult, like I was waiting for my life to start. And as I mentioned, I was kind of stressed a lot at the beginning of the year, but now I'm not as stressed. I think I'm a little bit of a different person than I was before, which is funny to me because I thought that maybe by the time you hit like your later 20s, you'll kind of settled into a kind of position and not change all that much. But for me personally, I've changed a lot in the year, and things that I've thought for myself that I hadn't thought of when January was here. Yeah. I think life is like that, whereas you just keep growing and changing. And me personally, maybe that's just the way my personality works, to where I just kind of like learning about different things and adjusting what I want to do as a result. So, I'll give you an example. When January of this year started, I had no intention of doing a YouTube channel. But I remember seeing an ad about how you could start your own YouTube channel and be able to be creative and do cool things with your life as a result of it. And I've always thought that because the channel, or because YouTube has been here for a long time, that it would be kind of late for me to try doing videos now. But I'm trying to see that I'm not late, and that people are still using YouTube to watch videos, to meet new people, to make connections. And so that's an example of something that I had not thought about for myself when this year began. And now, looking into 2019, I'm thinking of video ideas I have planned for myself. So it's interesting how life just kind of changes sometimes. I've learned that it's so important to live your own story the way that you want to live it. You don't have to live up to expectations and do things that other people are expecting for you. Another example. I have two younger sisters, and one of them is married and, you know, still in school but married, and sometimes people as a result of that ask me like, oh, when are you getting married, or are you dating someone, or, you know, that seems to be the next big thing. And I also had expectations for how my life would go, but that's not the case, which is probably a catchphrase for me now. I'm not disappointed by it right now because I feel like I'm learning so much about myself, and by the time that I do meet someone that I could, you know, have a life with, I will be more certain of who I am, and therefore I can better figure out compatibility with them and see if our life goals match. And what I'm starting to realize is your individuality is one of your strongest, greatest assets. You bring something to the table that nobody else can bring. And that's beautiful, and that's amazing, and that's great. That's one of the cool things about this life and diversity. So I would say that to you. That's something that I'm learning myself. It's hard sometimes because not everybody understands, and people around you sometimes question, your plans or what you're trying to do with yourself, and you definitely want to be intentional, but you don't have to be conventional. I'll look that up. You don't have to be like everybody else. Just be you. And maybe that's one reason why I like videos like this. You just get a better picture of that person, a little bit about who they are, and you come to like them a little bit more. I have some new goals for myself, and definitely one of them is just to be creative and to utilize it to produce things. Because if I just keep it to myself, then I don't think I enjoy it nearly as much. When I'm able to share with other people, or to, just do things, to make YouTube videos, to write poetry, to just do anything that requires you to look at things a little bit differently, I find it very rewarding and satisfying, and I think it's very good for everybody to try to be creative to some extent. So I want to talk a little bit about 2019, I guess, and then talk a little bit about how my channel has been going. Okay, so 2019, definitely have plans to keep going on the channel. There have been times where I've questioned whether or not I can make YouTube videos because I see good work, and I see my work, and I see a discrepancy between the two. And that's just because I'm still learning. I've only been on YouTube for 4 months now. And definitely there's quite the learning curve. You have to kind of learn tricks of the trade and how people do it before you can put your own spin on it. But I will keep making videos. I plan to travel a little bit as well, and yeah, just enjoy life. Alright, let's talk about my channel a little bit. So I started it off in about August, July, and I tried to make a plan of what I was going to post, and it was kind of an organic plan, meaning that sometimes I'd have a list of videos that I wanted to do, and then I would switch it, just keep changing it, because I wanted to make content that would be interesting and relevant and would be shareable. So it's like, I did the superpowers video because I thought that would be interesting, and then I did the My Brain Makes Weird Connections videos, which I think should be a required video for everyone who watches my channel, because things don't always, I don't think in a linear way that makes sense all the time. I just jump from one idea to the other, and so that video tries to explain that a little bit. And then I talk a little bit about the cosmetics procedures. I wanted to teach a little bit, maybe help people understand something new with heart attacks. The atheists live with purpose, I thought would be a really, really good idea, because it's something that people need to think about. Everyone needs to hear that message for sure. The next video, actually hidden in that video, I made a lyric video for one of my poems that I thought was pretty current and nice. I did the dressing like cartoon characters because it was something that I saw a lot on YouTube people doing. Like, I dress like something for a week. Sophia Nygaard does it, like all sorts of people. So I thought that one would go viral and hit like 1 million views, but it goes back again to execution, and when you're starting afresh and nobody knows your channel, like finding ways to share your content. And yeah, I think I've done, how many have I done here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 15 videos. I have made 15 videos so far. And they're not perfect, but I've done my best, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy with what I've done. And I hope to continue to make new content that will be relevant and good, enjoyable, and that will just kind of, again, show who I am to people, because maybe it's not just my story is important, but just the idea of sharing your story with other people can be important. I know I say a lot of things in a very philosophical way, but that's just like the way I am. Like, I'll just be talking about something silly, like maybe gelatin or something. I don't know why gelatin, but just talk about something silly, and then all of a sudden just start talking about something deep. So that is why my channel is like that. I have some deep thoughts, and then I have some other things, and then like baking videos. I'm trying to do quintessential YouTube things. So that was this week's video, just kind of catching up with you guys and just talking a little bit about my life and updating you with how things have been going in the channel, and just encourage you to be authentic in your life in your own way. The moral of this video is basically this: be who you are and be comfortable in being who you are. You are different, you're unique, you're not like everybody else, and you might not be able to please everybody. They might have certain expectations of you, have this career or do this and that, whatever it may be, but a lot of the really successful people that we look up to lived unconventionally. They did their own thing, and they believed in their cause, and they were able to be successful. So that's something that I'm learning, and I hope that you can learn as well. Just trying to be the kind of person who can be resilient and find peace and be content regardless of your situations, because control is an illusion. If you guys enjoyed this type of video, then make sure to let me know via comment or like. You can share with other people. That would actually be really helpful. It would help me out a lot. Things have changed for me, and that's okay. That's all I have for you guys this week. Hope you enjoyed my video, and I will see you next week Thursday for some more interesting content that hopefully makes you happy. Alright, see you guys. Bye. I want you to come back next week Thursday and see something interesting.